Emily Blackburn, Atlanta, Georgia, 10th grade. Martin Luther King Jr. has gone down as one of the most prominent and meaningful men in U.S. history. He led the peaceful revolution against the horrors of racism in the 60s, and his legacy will be remembered through the ages. He stood for justice and good treatment of all races and all people, not just African Americans. The MLK Jr. Memorial stands tall and proud in the capital of the United States, Washington, D.C. However, does his example stand as tall as his memorial, or have people forgotten the ways in which he fought oppression? There is a large difference between modern civil rights and the civil rights during the time of Martin Luther King Jr. In the past few months, many cases of the ongoing struggle of African Americans against the white population has been seen. A notable case of this, made popular by news and social media, was the shooting of Michael Brown in Ferguson, Missouri. After supposedly robbing a store, teenage African American Michael Brown was shot in the street by a white police officer and killed. The police officer responsible was not indicted for the case, and he remains free to this day. I believe that this shooting parallels the shooting of Jimmy Lee Jackson, who, as shown in the movie Selma, was shot and killed by a white police officer. Social media has made shooting in Ferguson a big deal, viewing it as a pathway for the needed revival in civil rights. To me, a difference must be made between the protesters at Ferguson in modern day and the protesters in Selma in the 60s. In Ferguson, the protesters have been fighting the cops, as well as burning down businesses and causing damaging boycotts. The entire message of Martin Luther King Jr. speaks against retaliation and violence. I think the individual freedom and self-determination can be protected and enforced by using the same tactics as Martin Luther King Jr., as opposed to the violence used in Ferguson. The MLK Jr. will constantly be remembered by his refusal to act violently no matter the stakes. It made him very unique in the world of protesting. I believe that people in today's culture should follow his godly and peaceful example instead of acting in a flurry of rage. Blind fury accomplishes no tasks. However, peaceful steps forward make progress. For me, the issue of fighting civil rights is different simply because I am Caucasian. I do not feel that this holds me back. It gives me a different point of view. I have the ability to encourage and lift up my African American friends to be the peaceful and powerful leaders that their community so desperately needs. Equality, to me, does not involve bringing down another race. A commonly seen trope today is hate and judgment of white Americans by minorities because of bad stereotypes and problems. Martin Luther King Jr. would have likely agreed that degrading others is not one way to lift up another. We must all bring ethnicities and races to the same level in celebrating all of them equally and giving them completely equal rights. People like me can assist in this way by being fair and honest with all types of people. Martin Luther King Jr. and the marches at Selma are an important symbol for the civil rights movement in America. They display peacefulness yet protest, a nonviolent reprisal. A modern 21st century society of America should follow the lead of Martin Luther King Jr., not supporting violence and retaliation for injustice. Injustice should be fought with the opposite, justice. Few people can stand against the power of people united peacefully, standing together for an important cause. MLK Jr. stood for this very message, something that we as humans can carry on today.